So Kashmira wants to travel to the city of Leuven, and she wants to find the best places to do according to her preferences. The problem is that there's so much information out there. Any news can be trusted. There's so much personal interest, so many fake news. She doesn't know who to turn to get authentic information that will fit her. So, what have we come up with? We have come up with the Leuven Authenticator. And so what is it? Since it's the year 2050, we have thought very forward. And it would be this little piece of device that would go in your body. The presentation's not working, sorry folks. So it's a little piece of device that would go in your body and that will detect your biometrical data. So this device will be able to store thousands of emotions by local people that live in the city of Leuven, and will detect their feelings, their emotions while doing those experiences. These people will voluntarily give their data to this device. For example, let's say we have Martin. Martin climbed up the library wall of Leuven, and he felt super excited climbing the stairs. After he went on top, he felt a little bit of fear being so on top. He felt overwhelmed. Or let's have, for instance, Peter, who goes to the local pub to hear a band and drink beers with his friends. And this device will record how great he's feeling about the music, about being out in Leuven. And all these devices will be stored in the app. But why would Peter and Martin give their information to the app? Because there is a reward system for them. Every time they share an experience with the app will give them a score, some points, and these points can actually be traded to improve their living in the city. For instance, they could get cheaper transportation in the city, they could get discounts for local festivals or local theaters, or they could get a discount in their rent. So they would actually get a reward from it. So let's go back to Kashmira, our Indian girl that wants to visit Leuven. She just arrived and she wants to use the Leuven Authenticator. So she immediately turns it on, and according to her own feelings and her own experiences, with all the data this device has collected, it will show her a bucket list of things she would enjoy according to her history and her own feelings. So for instance, let's say the app shows her that she would enjoy really climbing up the Leuven library steps. The app would also take into consideration other factors, for instance, weather conditions, or if the place is very crowded, because it detects her feelings, so she knows that big crowds make her feel uncomfortable, so it would also let her know, go in the afternoon, you will feel better then. So when she decides to take part in one of these activities, these bucket list activities, she has several choices. She can either do it on her own, without being bothered by anybody else, but if she really wants to do it with a local person to get the really local feel, she can actually ask the app to match her with a local person, and a local person that is available and willing to do so will match with her and accompany her on the experience, and they will get even more points for the app that they can later trade, as I said, for services in their own city to improve their own life. And this person will, yeah. So this is our idea that we have come up with, and what is the result of this idea? Basically, it's a win-win-win. First of all, we have Kashmira, who will have an experience that's unique for her, that's designed for her and will make her feel better, because we believe the main reason people travel is for their feelings, because they want to feel better. And she will also have the best reliable information, because feelings don't lie. It's not an opinion page that can be corrupted, that can be manipulated by third parties. It's the feelings that local people have during those experiences. Then the local residents can also take part in tourism, so they can actually get involved and get something out of it. So the level of tourism phobia will be highly reduced, because people will feel a part of it and will feel that they get benefits directly from from Kashmir visiting the city. And finally, the city will get recognition for having a really reliable system of information and of having peaceful residents hanging out with tourism and living all together in the same place. And so, well, 30 years from now, when you tell your grandkids, when your grandkids ask you where did the Leuven Authenticator come from, you can ask them, you've heard it first tonight, from our amazing team that came up with this great idea. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for the very well executed presentation. Liked your slide deck, liked your energy. You have very positive energy. I think it's related to you as a person. I'm a bit nervous, actually. So we are in the same room, we are in the same place, we have the same crowd, and yet we have different emotions. What emotion will the app choose? Let's say that this nice young man, this photographer next to me, is looking for a nice place in Antwerp. He notices this place, and he has conflicting feelings in the app. Someone who is high energy, who is happy, probably exhausted for a long day of working, and someone who is quite nervous. Which one will they choose?
So maybe I didn't explain properly. The device creates like an identity persona, like of your emotions, the emotions you feel doing certain things. So it will match you with one of the local profiles that matches with your own emotions. Is that understandable? No? So for instance, when you're doing an activity, for instance, running, the app will detect the feelings you get while you run. If you hate running, then the app's not gonna match you to a running activity because they know that while you run, you feel like hell. And let's say you will love music, so the feeling you get when you're listening to music is excitement and fun and you want to dance. So when you are searching for in the own app, it will pop up as your emotion of listening to a good concert. Okay.
A lot of the groups already spoke about collecting data. How will you make sure that in 30 years' time our data is safe and that it's not being used by big corporate companies? So who will be the owner of the data in your app?
That's a very good question. I'm sure a lot of big corporate companies want to know the answer too. But I guess the owner would be the own city of Leuven that would be dealing with it, and laws would be in place. But actually, I think that's the million-dollar question. And even the CEO of Google would sweat answering it.
Thank you very much.